Welcome to episode number 1 of Nostalgia Talk with Sipno. I'm Alex. This is a series I've been wanting to do for a long time now. It's where once a month I bring out a piece of technology that for a period of time had a really big influence on my life. It could be a couple years ago to 10 years ago to even a couple decades. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of stuff that I've been hoarding over the years that when I pull out of the closet, I look at it and it's like, wow, this was a daily part of my life. And what triggered me to start this and finally pull the trigger on this is at Target a couple months ago, digging through the clearance area, I found this on clearance for $30. This is the Moto Hint. So it's been a few years now. In 2014, with the Moto X 2014, Motorola launched these really cool earbuds earbud. It's just one bud that you put into your ear. Motorola at the time had this really awesome system where you could use any phrase you want. You don't have to say, okay Google, or hey Google. You could say whatever phrase you wanted and it would recognize and open the assistant up. Enterprise. What's the Lakers score? Hallelujah. Jarvis. Call Lita. Hey, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, I hear you. You're a little soft, but yeah. No, this is the Moto Hint. I'm using the Moto. No. Remember I told you I got another one on clearance from Target? Yeah, I sold the old one. That was a long time ago. This is a different one. Yeah, call quality and everything, and this is not a real call because obviously I don't have a Moto X anymore, but yeah, this is all simulated. I'm talking to nobody right now. Right, this is just so the audience can see what it was like back when I did use this every single day. Yeah, there definitely will be people upset that I'm doing this, but yeah, okay, yeah, okay, I'll probably end it right now. So there were 2 generations of these before I think discontinued it, but this is the second generation one. I never actually owned this one, but it actually performed almost exactly the same as the first one. Everything is almost exactly the same. So as much as I did enjoy using the Moto Hint back then, there were 2 major downfalls. One of them was the battery life. So at its full charge, you could probably use this in your ear for about 2 hours max, and then you will have to plug it in here and charge it. And even then, this thing needs to be charged every night. You can probably get like 4 hours off this. And so that's another thing you have to charge on top of your phone. At the time, the Moto 360, I had that watch as well, and this. So that's 3 devices that I have to charge every night. That's 3 plugs you have to plug it into. The second thing that was and probably the more important one, is the volume. The volume on this, on the 2014 model at least, was very soft. And so as an earpiece where you're supposed to use this to make calls and talk to people discreetly, if you can't hear them, it fails at its job. And the Moto Hint really had a difficult time with that. Say like a department store, you couldn't really hear it. You have to go to a really quiet area to make a phone call or talk to it. So that completely kills the usability of this. And the Moto Voice, as much as I love the Moto Voice, a lot of times it had difficulties. I had difficulties hearing what it was telling me. I would ask it for a Lakers score, a game score, or some sort of news, and it would be telling me something, but I couldn't really make out what they were saying. It was just so soft, even at max value. And while it was awesome that the Moto Hint and Moto Voice could recognize any phrase, you can create any phrase to wake it up and to take your command without any recognition or time in between. If it can't hear you, that's a problem too. So I had a lot of issues with that, where it wouldn't hear my voice, it wouldn't hear my catchphrase. Even if I was right next to it, it had some difficulties in public areas. So that also killed the overall usability of the Moto Hint. It was great as a concept, great in quiet areas, but once you take it out to the real world, go to a city, go to a store, it becomes a little more difficult to use. In its heyday, the Moto Hint truly was a unique piece of tech that never really caught on with mainstream consumers, mostly because the Moto X, which is the phone you needed to work with this for its full capabilities, didn't really have a market space. The Moto X was really a niche fan base at the time, and even now Motorola still isn't really cracking the upper echelons of smartphones. However, what this thing did and provided still hasn't been replicated in the market in 2018. You do have wireless earbuds from, say, Samsung, Google, and Apple, but nothing quite like this. This is as close to a personal assistant like her. Remember that Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson film? This is the closest thing to that as I've ever seen. And they did a lot of things right with this. And it was just a pity that they never really continued to evolve this platform. But for a slight 4 or 5 months of my life, the Moto Hint was in my ear every single day, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Once again, I'm Alex with No Tech. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you guys want to see in future episodes. And be sure to subscribe, because next month I already have a great episode planned for you guys with a really, really fun old piece of tech that I think you guys will love to see.
If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell button below so that you don't miss a single video in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!